Hello my dear friends! So in this video I will show you the workflow using the Chitubox slicer. Recently lots of my friends bought LCD resin printers. Some of them they bought the Photon, some of them they bought the Elegoo Mars, and I will show you how I slice it with Chitubox. And all of these printers accept the software. They work together with it. I started first off using the photon slicer, and I was astonished that it is very basic. So then I headed over to the Chitubox slicer. I am also using it for my own printer. I don't like that slicer too much either, so I really almost only use the Chitubox slicer in the meantime. I had to find a little bit of a workaround because I cannot directly connect it to it, but it doesn't matter. So probably your resin printer will also work with it. It is a little bit a longer screencast, I know, and you know my computer had a bit of a problem yesterday. I think it was downloading something in the background, so the slicing processes normally work much quicker, and I had some lag on the reaction, and so in some sequences I went fast forward. Yeah. So in the end, I will show you a little video, a close-up video of the Nefertiti bust, and there will be another video where I show all the cleaning process and post-processing, and it will be up by tomorrow, I guess. Okay, so hopefully it's helpful for you. Bye-bye. So here I am in Meshmixer. The model is very big, so the first thing that I'm doing is I'm gonna change the size. Make it a bit smaller. There we go. Let's see. Then the next thing is that I have to bring down the model to the plane again. So that's good, okay. So that's nice, like that. The next thing we do is we hollow it out. And I'm gonna make the offset 1.5 and the hole size 3 millimeters. Okay, there we go. And you can make the density and the accuracy a little bit higher. You can set a little bit higher if you want. See, like that. Okay, then you have to update the hollow. There we go. And then add some holes. Okay, so that's perfect. As you can see, it worked properly. The holes are there where they belong. So that's great. And then you can see if it's if there are no defects, but this model is perfect. Otherwise you could repair it here. And then let's save it. I already did this step before, so there we go. So here we are in the Anycubic Photon slicer. Let's import the model that we hollowed out. Just this one here. See here that already has the holes inside. Let's see what these buttons are all about. So front view, top view, bottom view, reset. Then this is here the rotation button. You can see you can just rotate it freely, and here you can reset it back. Then we can resize it, but we don't want to do so because we already did that in Meshmixer. Then the moving around, and here we could also lift it up, but I don't want to do that. It does not stay highlighted. Let's say 5. Yeah, we don't want that. On platform and center. Great. Okay, not much more we can do here. This is only copy, change the language, send, I guess, to the printer. And this is here slice, configure. It's just language, edit. Yeah, nothing really helpful that we need now at the moment. This is the layer thickness. I'm not going to change it. It was given. This is here I think the settings that the Anycubic Resin needs. So the basic setting. And let's move over to the supports. I found out that if you set up something individually and then you say reset, everything will be reset. So don't ever touch this button unless you really want it. So pyramid, this is here the shape. I found that with the cones, for me, I like them more. I always like to use the light instead of the heavy and the medium. And then here, this is in the middle. I'm not going to change that either. We have also some different options there. Bottom, also some different shapes in the raft. It's, I think, 2 millimeters is something that you should have at least. Yeah. And so then here, let's see what happens. This seems to be a little bit high. I will go down to, let's say, 30%, and then let's say here I will want to show you what that means. So this would be here only from the platform, so the head is not supported in the back here, as you can see. So remove all supports and say full, and then add the supports again. Okay, here we go. So now that would be okay. It adds supports in areas where it isn't really needed. So I can show you the delete button here. So delete, and then hit delete on your keyboard. And as you can see, it's quite slow. The other ones are kind of okay. I don't really need that one here either. So delete. It doesn't respond very quickly. And let's say I want to add one. Let's add another one here. As you see, it doesn't respond very quickly. And another thing that you can see if you have used other slicers before, there's nothing highlighted here. Other slicers, they hide areas where you really should add some supports in red, but this one doesn't. You just have to guess. Add, and as you see here, it is very, very slow. It doesn't respond very quickly. Yeah, you know, I really like to add enough supports in areas that hang over an angle like that. Otherwise you have a sagging of the area in this area, the material in this area. And it's a pity because you print for I don't know how many hours and then ending up with a model that is useless. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, this one we don't need either here. This one we don't need that one here. Oh, this is such a slow slicer. That one here. You know, I've printed this model before, so I already know that they should be in this area here. Okay, let's try edit. Edit. Hello. Edit. No, okay. So now if I start moving my mouse, normally I see there's everything changed to this perspective. And then we can just move around and this thing should follow us. Yeah, but it lags a lot. Oh my goodness, you have to wait. So as soon as you release it, it will turn back. I've released the mouse button. As you see now, it turns back to the shape of the support. Let's look at the base. So as soon as you turn it over, the base disappears, so you can see what's going on here. So let's add some more supports here. I know there are different philosophies regarding the layout of this of the model. I always like to print straight upwards, not tilting the model. I know that people might think, oh, why doesn't she turn it in a let's say 45-degree angle? Yeah, as I said, the different philosophies. I like to do it that way, and I will investigate in further videos what differences it makes, whether you print it in that or that layout design. Here for this one, it's very important that you really apply enough supports around this flat base here that it doesn't deform. So I will add some more around the corner here. And as the slicer is not responding really quickly, it takes a long time, which is annoying. Okay, one more here, and then I think we are good to go. And this is really overkill here, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it that way and then head over to slice, and then we can save it in their own file format. Yeah, you see I already did that once before just to practice. And here's the slicing process. Let's see how quick it is. Okay, preview. Yeah. Set over 5 hours. Yeah, great. So then another way how you could save it is save as, and I'm gonna also save it as in this format here, and I will call it Photon, so I really know what it is, not to mix up with the other ones that I already have. And as you see, I already did this before, so I will just replace it. Great. Now let's head over to the Chitubox slicer. So here we are in the Chitubox slicer. Let's import the model. Here I'm going to use the one that is not hollowed out. So it should be this one here. Let's see. Yeah, as you see, it's massive. I need to resize it. But I know I want to show you the hollow out function. This is why I use this one, not the one that we hollowed out already in Meshmixer. Let's resize it first. I know this has to be 65. Okay, great. So as you see, we can move it here, but we can also move it with these buttons. Yeah, we can say center, we can say reset, put on plate. So if we lift this up here, as you see here, we could say put on the plate. Yeah, we're going to leave it that way. Then we could also turn it around, as you see here. We could turn it around like that, or we could turn it by changing these parameters here. I'm going to say reset because I don't want to do that, and I could mirror it, which I don't want to do now. Let's see. Yeah. Then what do we have up here? We say open file, save file. We could do a screen capture recording. This is what I'm doing with the other software, not with this one here. I haven't used it yet. So this would be undo and redo. Clone current model, which is quite handy if you want to print multiple pieces of the same file. Then auto layout. Yeah, I'm not going to do that here. Let's say X, Y, center. Yeah, just leave it that way. This would be the hollow. This is what I'm going to try now. And as you see here, this is the offset I want, 1.5. And I want to have it in a position of 100, so it's very smooth on the inside. I'm going to leave it that way. I'm going to hollow it out now. Yeah, so this is what it looks like now. Let's add some holes. I want to have a circle, but you can also choose some other shapes like hexagon or square. I'm going to keep that way. And the hole size I want to have it 3 millimeters. I want to add a hole. Let's do that now. Let's add a hole here. And let's add another hole. And I'm going to keep that depth. Yeah, it works fine. Great. So now when we check it out, and you see that there are 2 plugs that are generated automatically if you want to close them later on. And as you see here, they are. So now let's head over to the support section. I only want to put supports underneath this one. These I want to leave on the build plate. So let's head over to the supports, and as you can see, this is what I criticize in the other software. This one highlights the areas that would probably recommend supports. Yeah. So let's take a look. We also have here light, medium, heavy. Just keep on light. The contact shape I'm going to leave without sphere or none. Yeah, I'll leave it that way. So the contact diameter, 20. Yeah, I already printed it that way, so it worked. And you see, this is a massive model. The head is pretty massive, but it worked. So you can really leave it that way. Then the shape. Yeah, we already know this from the other slicer. And yeah, so you can manipulate everything here. But I will just leave it stock. Let's keep things simple. Yeah, just get used to this whole stuff first, and then we can start playing around with other stuff. So then the density, I'm going to leave it like that for a moment, and let's say not only on the platform. We already tried that on the other one, so let's choose all. Yeah, so here we go. I don't understand because I will show you. We chose no all. I don't see any difference between all and platform. This is what I don't understand. So this is the only thing that I criticize about the software. See, I don't really see any difference, but I will head over to all. And one thing that I want to try is let's go here down to 30 and see what happens. Maybe we can influence it by changing that parameter. Oh, opposite from what I thought would happened. So let's go here up to 80 and density, maybe 50. I think then we're in a better better route. Okay, yeah, that seems to be a bit better, but it created lots of supports where I don't really need them. Yeah, I will leave it that way now here. I would rather delete the ones that I don't need and add some manually here. Okay. So what is nice is that you can import and export the configuration if you want to share with somebody. If you don't know what's going on, you can just export it, and then another user can import it and test it on his own model and give you some hints what to change. Yeah, so that is a quite nice option. So let's try to add. So we have here add, delete, and edit. And what is nice here, I can manually set the offset here, which yeah, is quite handy. So let's get rid of some of them first. I don't need any of those here, and not on the cheek either. Oops, I can even okay, so by tipping it on the tip here, I get rid of it all, as you see. And further down, only pieces of it. Yeah, that is okay. So that works quite quickly. I don't need all of this here. Okay, let's add something on the ear. Let me see. So I want to add one contact shape sphere. What does that do? I don't see any difference. You can see here. I don't see any difference there. None. Okay. Okay. Let's add. Yeah, that is okay. Maybe one up here. And then I don't need that one here. Oh, I don't need. Let's check the edit, and then you can just move around like that. I like that much more than on the other slicer. Okay, let's add some more. Oh, it does not react here. So let's go to over to the chin. Yeah, as I already said before, these areas that really hang over flat. You should really support enough, otherwise you will have a sagging, and that would be a pity. Great. Okay, also here when you twist it over, as you see here, the base great. I think this is okay. Yeah. And later you will see you can easily cut this off with a kitchen knife, you know, with a Sharpie. You know, those supports are really thin. So that's it, and now we will save it. Of course, now I select all and I say slice. And then when we, if I would be working with a printer that works together with this software here, I could send it over the network. But yeah, I will have to go a different path. I will have to say save. And if I drop down here, you can see all the different file formats I can save it in. I will leave it now in the SLC format. It is already here. And this exports one picture for every slice. So let's see how long that takes. Then let's also save it this way here, and I'm gonna choose the OBG, and I'm gonna call it Chitubox. I already saved it that way, but just to show you how long it takes, because it's gonna create a huge file. It takes really a longer amount of time. It's finished, and so here we go.